Good evening. I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the City Council of Thursday, November 13th, 2025. I'm Julie Daigle, Ward 4 City Councilor and City Council President. Present tonight are all councilors except for Councilor Gould. Public participation to this meeting is provided in person and remotely via Zoom in accordance with Mass General laws. The Zoom link can be found on the city website. This meeting is also being recorded and televised by Peabody TV and the City Council stenographer. Please join me or join us for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Moving on to hearings. Item 4A. Special permit. Would the clerk please read the notice?
Notice is hereby given that the City Council of the City of Peabody, acting as the special permit granting authority, will conduct a public hearing on Thursday evening, November 13th, 2025, at 7:30 p.m. in the Frank L. Wigan Auditorium, 24 Lowell Street, Peabody, Mass., and remotely via Zoom on the application from Vin Cheap, DBA Kitty's Nails and Spa, 120 Myrtle Street, Lynn, Mass., for a special permit to operate a nail salon with retail sales of related items in the BN zoning district at 5 Andover Street, Peabody, Mass., is filed in accordance with sections 4.2.5, 6.1, and 15.7 of the Peabody zoning ordinance. For remote participation using the Zoom platform, please visit www.peabody-ma.gov under City Calendar on the homepage or contact the City Clerk's office. Peabody City Council, Councilor Julie K. Daigle, City Council President.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Would the petitioner like to come before the podium and give us a brief description of what you'd like to do in addition to your name and address for the record?
Good evening, everyone. Attorney Lawrence.
Just press the button.
Sorry, everyone. Attorney Lawrence Catino here with my clients Vin and Kong Cheap. They're here on the petition to run a nail salon at 5 Andover Street. Very self-explanatory, likely being open from Monday through Sunday, 10 to 7-ish, and various retail items associated with a nail salon, such as nail polish, files, things of that nature.
Great, thank you. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak in opposition to this application? Seeing none, is there anyone that would like to speak in favor? Seeing none, is there anyone on the Zoom platform? Seeing none. Councilor Peach.
Thank you, Madam President. I had an opportunity to speak with the applicant's attorney earlier this week. The application is very straightforward. I will just note to the applicant, the health department, I won't condition this, but if there's any food, beverages, tanning, or body art services, you have to just go to the health department because they're the ones that permit those types of things. The requested hours are Monday through Sunday, 9:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. This is, there was a previous nail salon in this location. I have not heard from any residents or abutting businesses, so I have no issue, and I'll turn it over to the council if they have any questions.
Any other councilors? Councilor Welton.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you to Councilor Daigle, through you, Councilor Daigle, to Councilor Peach. This is just, there's no massage, no additional services, just nails, right? And the only reason I bring that up is I know that that's generally a concern with the Health Commission as well.
I'll refer to the applicant for that.
No massage, strictly nail salon, very run-of-the-mill nail salon.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Welton. Any other councilors? I'll turn it over to Councilor Peach.
Thank you. Motion to close the public hearing.
You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor Peach.
Thank you, Madam President. At this time, I make a motion to approve the special permit application from Vin Cheap, doing business as Kitty's Nail Salon, for a special permit to operate a nail salon with retail sales of related items in the BN zoning district at 5 Andover Street, Peabody, Mass., with the hours of operation Monday through Sunday, 9:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. So moved.
You heard the motion. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Councilors Turco,
Yes.
Peach.
Yes.
Gamache.
Yes.
Higgins.
Yes.
Manning Martin.
Yes.
Welton.
Yes.
McGinn.
Yes.
Rozignol.
Yes.
Melville.
Yes.
Daigle.
Yes.
Motion carries 10-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Congratulations. Have a good night. Moving on to hearing item 4B, special permit. If the clerk wouldn't mind reading the notice, please.
Notice is hereby given that the City Council of the City of Peabody, acting as the special permit granting authority, will conduct a public hearing on Thursday evening, November 13th, 2025, at 7:30 p.m. in the Frank L. Wigan Auditorium, City Hall, 24 Lowell Street, Peabody, Mass., and remotely via Zoom on the application from Brenna Buckley, 9 Samos Circle, Peabody, Mass., for a special permit to allow personal services for yoga and Pilates studio in the BN2 zoning district at 635 Lowell Street, Peabody, Mass. Is filed in accordance with Sections 4.2.5, 6.1, and 15.7 of the Peabody zoning ordinance. For remote participation using the Zoom platform, please visit www.peabody-ma.gov under City Calendar on the homepage or contact the City Clerk's office. Peabody City Council, Councilor Julie K. Daigle, City Council President.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. If the petitioner wouldn't mind coming to the podium and stating your name and address for the record and letting us know what you're looking to do. Sure.
Good evening, Council. My name is Brenna Buckley, and I was born and raised right here in West Peabody. I currently live at 9 Samos Circle, and I am here this evening to respectfully request approval for a special permit to open a yoga studio called Beyond Yoga, located at the Big Y Plaza, 637 Lowell Street. Beyond Yoga will offer both heated and non-heated classes, as well as complementary fitness modalities such as mat Pilates, sound healing, workshops, and teacher trainings. I seek to operate 7 days a week, and due to the strong community interest and requests for early morning and evening classes before and after work, I'm also seeking permission to open from the hours of 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. I may close during the day in between these classes, however. My vision for Beyond Yoga is to create a welcoming space where everybody feels comfortable exactly as they are, a safe, supportive environment to grow in both body and mind. The name comes from my nickname, but also reflects the intention to offer more than just yoga. Other fitness modalities, yes, but also to build a community that truly cares where I'm from. I'm a wife, mom of 2 children, and my background and passion are deeply rooted in yoga. I believe in its ability to improve not just physical fitness, but mental clarity, emotional balance, and overall well-being, and I feel it would be a wonderful addition to this community, especially in a space that's been vacant for several years. Thank you very much for your time and consideration, and I welcome questions.
Thank you very much. If you want to hang tight, I'm going to entertain any comments from the public in objection to this. Seeing none. Anyone in favor? Seeing none. Anyone on the Zoom platform? Seeing none. I will turn it over to the ward councilor, Councilor Higgins.
Thank you, Madam President. I had the pleasure of speaking with Brenna Buckley about this business opportunity. We talked about the hours of operation. The location is in the Big Y Plaza. Everyone's pretty familiar with that area. There's absolutely plenty of parking there, and it's a great business for that location. Really excited to see that the space being utilized, and not only is that wonderful for Ward 6, but to have a Ward 6 resident also opening up a business in Ward 6 is something special. So we look forward to the success of this. I think after our discussion about the hours, we'll make I'll add an amendment or a condition. I think the hours are a little different than what's on the application, so that'll be a condition that I will add before we approve. I open up the floor to questions from other councilors. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Higgins. Would you like to state the amendment of the hours, just for everyone to process before a motion is made?
Yes, it'll be 7 days a week and hours of operation from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Thank you, Counselor. Are there any other counselors that would like to speak? Seeing none. Counselor Higgins, motion to close the public hearing?
Yes, motion to close the public hearing, please. Thank you.
All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Counselor Higgins.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve the application from Brenna Buckley at 9 Samos Circle, PBD, Mass. for a special permit to allow personal services for yoga and Pilates studio in the BN2 zoning district at 635 Lowell Street, assuming all papers are in order. And I'd like to add the condition that the hours of operation will be Monday through Sunday, 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. So moved.
You heard the motion. Any discussion? I did neglect to make my own comment that I've heard very fantastic things about you. I'm sorry we've never met, but I've heard great things. So with that being said, roll call vote, please.
Councilors Turco,
Yes.
Peach.
Yes.
Gamache.
Yes.
Higgins.
Yes.
Manny Martin.
Yes.
Welton.
Yes.
McGinn.
Yes.
Rozignol.
Yes.
Melville.
Yes.
Daigle.
Yes.
Motion carries 10-0.
Congratulations. Thank you. Moving on to hearings item 4C, if the clerk wouldn't mind reading the notice.
Notice is hereby given that the City Council of the City of Peabody, acting as the special permit granting authority, will conduct a public hearing on Thursday evening, November 13th, 2025, at 7:30 p.m. in the Frank L. Wigan Auditorium, City Hall, 24 Lowell Street, Peabody, Mass., and remotely via Zoom, on the application from Pujal Shrestha, 12 Eaton Street, Revere, Mass., for a special permit requesting to operate a liquor wholesale/distribution where the inventory will be stored and delivered for retailers, restaurants with personal vehicle at 119 Rear Foster Street, Building 2, Peabody, Mass. Is filed in accordance with Sections 4.2.5, 6.1, and 15.7 of the Peabody zoning ordinance. For remote participation using the Zoom platform, please visit www.pbd-ma.gov under City Calendar on the homepage or contact the City Clerk's office. Peabody City Council, Councilor Julie K. Daigle, City Council President.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Would the petitioner like to come?
Madam President.
I'm sorry, Councilor Melville.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm going to have to recuse myself if this application is approved. This applicant will have to apply for an amendment to their license with the ABCC, and in my position to avoid any appearance of conflict, I'll be recusing myself. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. I apologize. I had a note about that I neglected to read. We will let you know when we're done, Counselor Melville. If the petitioner would like to come before the podium and state your name and address for the record and give us a description of what you're looking to do, he is approaching. And you're going to hit the button on the right to turn your microphone on, sir.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you very much. Yeah, this is a special permit requesting to operate a liquor wholesale and distribution license, where I'll be storing my inventory and will be delivering to the restaurants and retail stores with my personal vehicle.
Thank you, sir. Is there anyone from the audience that would like to speak in opposition? Seeing none. Is there anyone that would like to speak in favor? Seeing none. Is there anyone on the Zoom platform? Seeing none. Councilor McGinn.
Thank you, Madam President. On suspension of the rules, move to receive late communication 1 and refer to this matter. So moved.
You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote to receive late 1. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President. I've been in contact with the applicant, Mr. Shrestha, and the applicant is currently running this liquor wholesale business out of Everett. That's been going on since 2024, September of 2024. They encountered a zoning issue in Everett, which causes them to seek a new location. I'd point out in the application before us, the zoning called out on the special permit application is incorrect. The application indicates IL zoning, but the parcel is actually in a GB zoning district. A use of storage, warehouse, and wholesale activities is allowed in the GB by special permits, so the clerical error on the application doesn't create an issue for us. For the foreseeable future, this is planned to be a small-scale niche business. The space is 600 square feet. The applicant works out of a home office in Revere and will only come to PBD to accept incoming deliveries or to make outgoing deliveries. Incoming deliveries are by box truck, and on the current volumes, they only occur once every 3 or 4 months, so very infrequently. And outgoing deliveries take place, as he mentioned in his comments, in his personal vehicle, and that typically happens only on Mondays and Tuesdays. So again, while he's only operating kind of on a limited basis now, his hours will include other days to allow flexibility going forward. The applicant holds 2 licenses from the state, the transportation and delivery permit, which allows the applicant to use his personal vehicle to deliver products to customers, and the wholesale is an importer's license, which permits those activities. This wholesale is an importer license. You heard it when Councilor Melville recused himself. Will have to be transferred to the PBD address after the use of the PBD space is secured by obtaining a special permit. So this change of location request is processed by the ABCC and the FDA. The PBD Licensing Board does not need to approve this type of importer and wholesaler, which is highly regulated by the state and federal government. Late Communication 1 is a letter from an abutter, Mr. Rick Tower. I spoke with Fran Tower, Rick's wife, about the right-of-way concern that they raised in their letter. After coming to understand the scale of this business, the Towers are supportive of the application. They would like it to include a condition about not blocking the right-of-way, and the applicant is agreeable to that condition. A few other conditions which really deal with the location of the trash, hours of operation, and as mentioned, not blocking the right-of-way have been communicated and worked out with the applicant, and the applicant's agreeable with them. I support this application, and at this time, I defer to other councils.
Thank you, Councilor McGinn. Any other councilors have any comments or questions? Seeing none, Councilor McGinn.
Thank you, Madam President. Move to close the public hearing.
You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor McGinn.
Thank you, Madam President. Move to approve the application from Pujal Shrestha, 12 Eaton Street, Revere, Mass. for a special permit requesting to operate a liquor wholesale/distribution where the inventory will be stored and delivered to retailers, restaurants with personal vehicle at 119 Rear Foster Street, Building 2, PBD, Mass. as filed in accordance with Section 4.2.5, 6.1, and 15.7 of the PBD zoning ordinance with the following conditions. All trash and recycling will be maintained inside the building. The applicant shall submit an integrated pest management plan to the Health Department and implement such plan. There will be no overnight storage of vehicles. Delivery vehicles shall not block the rights of way on the property. In accordance with the special permit application, business hours of operation shall be 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Sunday. The applicant shall remain current on all applicable state and federal licenses and/or permits required for the operation of the use subject to the special permit. So moved.
You heard the motion. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Councilors Turco,
Yes.
Peach.
Yes.
Gamache.
Yes.
Higgins.
Yes.
Manning Martin.
Yes.
Welton.
Yes.
McGinn.
Yes.
Rossignol.
Yes.
Daigle.
Yes.
Motion carries 9-0.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Have a good night. Thank you. Moving on to hearings, item 4D. Would the clerk please read the notice?
Notice is hereby given that the City Council of the City of Peabody, acting as the special permit granting authority, will conduct a public hearing on Thursday evening, November 13th, 2025, at 7:30 p.m. in the Frank L. Wigan Auditorium, City Hall, 24 Lowell Street, Peabody, Mass., and remotely via Zoom on the application from 288 Washington Street LLC, 272 West Broadway, South Boston, Mass., for a special permit requesting to amend Special Permit 10-2024 by amending Condition Number 8 as to hours of operation and allowing Saturday hours from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at 288 Washington Street, Peabody, Mass., is filed in accordance with Sections 4.2.5, 6.1, and 15.7 of the Peabody zoning ordinance. For remote participation using the Zoom platform, please visit www.pbd-ma.gov under City Calendar on the home page or contact the City Clerk's office. Peabody City Council, Councilor Julie K. Daigle, City Council President.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. On behalf of the petitioner, we have Attorney Jack Kelty at the podium. Please state your petitioner's name and address for the record and what they would like to do.
Thank you, Madam President. Attorney John Kelty. My offices are at 40 Lowell Street in Peabody, Mass., and I'm appearing on behalf of 288 Washington LLC. They are the owners of the property. The manager of the LLC is Andy Brito. Andy Brito is the dentist who has his principal practice in South Boston, was intending to open a satellite practice here in Peabody, has purchased the property, obtained the requisite building permit, special permit, et cetera. Situation has occurred within the family, actually a very good situation, nothing negative, but he has decided now is not the time to try to endeavor to open a second satellite practice here in Peabody, and so he's entered into a lease agreement with Dr. Sousa, and my application actually is only to amend the original license given to 288 Washington LLC, which said there would be no hours that the facility would be open on Saturday. Dr. Sousa, who is Restore Dental, they would like to be open on Saturday, and that's the subject of tonight's special permit. It's an amendment allowing us to open on Saturday. All the other provisions of the special permit would remain in place. There was a comment from the Concom that we do have an open order of conditions. The suggestion was made that they were unsure whether there was any fencing and signage installed. That is installed, was installed like in August. I sent pictures to the Conservation Commission, and I believe that Lucia may be out there tomorrow. But in the meantime, we're going to have our surveyor on site tomorrow doing an as-built plan, and we'll file that as-built plan with the Conservation Commission seeking a certificate of compliance so as to close any issues with them. I've had discussions with Councilor McGinn. I think that he may have a motion that will help you clarify how this works in terms of what you're doing this evening. The parties were before the building inspector, and then a month ago maybe, you guys transferred the special permit. That was done by the individuals themselves. I was contacted by Andy, the owner of the property, who suggested to me that or asked me if we would need to amend a special permit, I concurred, yes, we did. And so that's what brings us here tonight, is to add the hours of operation on Saturday as advertised. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Kelty. Is there anyone in the public that would like to speak in opposition to this? Seeing none, is there anyone that would like to speak in favor? Seeing none, is there anyone on the Zoom platform? Seeing none, Councilor McGinn.
Thank you, Madam President. I've been in contact with the applicant's attorney, Attorney Kelty, as well as some of the direct abutters of the property. And as you heard from Attorney Kelty, the special permit for this use was initially approved in October of 2024. And then in September 25th of 2025, it was transferred from Dr. Andy Brito to Dr. Stephanie Souza. So that transfer didn't involve Attorney Kelty, which I think is what he was kind of alluding to there in terms of the parties that are on the application. I'll just try to, when I make the motion, I'll just clarify the parties in here so that hopefully that won't, that'll straighten things out in terms of the paper trail here for the clerk going forward. So again, specifically what's before us is a request to add the Saturday hours. The abutters had no objection at all to the Saturday hours being requested. In fact, they were quite pleased with the, since the operation's open, with the kind of how things are going. So they were supportive of allowing the Saturday hours. Also, as you heard from Attorney Kelty, there was a departmental response from the Conservation Commission, which it is being addressed real time by the applicant. As the issue there, as you may recall, this property abuts the Goldwaith Brook, but all of the Conservation Commission conditions remain conditions of the special permit. So I don't see any issue. I don't with us proceeding while they are getting their order of conditions finalized or get their as-built submitted. So I support the application, and at this time I would defer to other councilors.
Thank you, Councilor McGinn. Are there any other councilors that would like to comment on this? Councilor Welton.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you to Attorney Kelty. I just noticed the name on this is Restore Dental Aesthetics. Is the intent just for it to be dental? I know that dentists can also do Botox and collagen and that sort of stuff, but I know that that usually triggers another review from the health department. So I know that we're seeking to transfer the special permit, but same usage, just dental. Is that correct?
Difficulty hearing what you're asking.
So the name is Dental Aesthetics. So like, I don't know if it implies like esthetician work, which is allowable for dentists who carry a dental license to do like Botox and fillers and that sort of stuff. If that's the case, I have no problem with it, but that generally triggers another review from Sharon Cameron to approve it. So I guess my question to you is the scope of what they intend to do just dentistry, just dental work?
Yes, that's almost identical.
Okay, great, thank you. No further questions. Thanks, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilor Welton. Are there any other councilors? Seeing none. Councilor McGinn.
Thank you, Madam President. Move to close the public hearing.
All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor McGinn.
Thank you, Madam President. Move to approve the application from 288 Washington Street, LLC, 272 West Broadway, South Boston, Mass. for a special permit requesting to amend special permit 10-2024 by amending condition number 8 as to hours of operation and allowing Saturday hours from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at 288 Washington Street, Peabody, Mass. and filed in accordance with sections 4.2.5, 6.1, and 15.7 of the Peabody zoning ordinance. For the avoidance of doubt, all remaining conditions of special permit 10-2024 remain in effect. For the avoidance of doubt, this amended special permit 10-2024 shall be utilized by 288 Washington Street, LLC tenant, Dr. Stephanie Souza, doing business as Restore Dental Aesthetics. So moved.
You heard the motion. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Councilors Turco,
Yes.
Peach,
Yes.
Gamache.
Yes.
Higgins.
Yes.
Manning Martin,
Yes.
Welton.
Yes.
McGinn,
Yes.
Rozignol,
Yes.
Melville,
Yes.
Daigle.
Yes.
Motion carries 10-0.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Before we move on
That's
to...
my Elvis.
Keep trying, Jack. Counselor Melville, I have to apologize. I didn't recruit you after our last meeting, but you have nice friends that brought you back in since you recused yourself, so thank you. Thank you. We're moving on to hearings, item 4E, Class 2 motor vehicle license. If the clerk could read the notice.
Notice is hereby given that the City Council of the City of Peabody will conduct a public hearing on Thursday evening, November 13th, 2025, at 7:30 p.m. in the Frank L. Wigan Auditorium, 24 Lowell Street, Peabody, Mass., and remotely via Zoom on the application from Tedisco Services, Inc., DBA Tedisco Towing, 11 Meadowlark Farm Lane, Middleton, Mass., requesting a Class 2 motor vehicle license at 147A Summit Street, Peabody, Mass. For remote participation using the Zoom platform, please visit www.peabody-ma.gov under City Calendar on the homepage or contact the City Clerk's office. Peabody City Council, Councilor Julie K. Daigle, City Council President.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Madam President. John Kelty for the petitioner, Tedisco Services, Inc. Tedisco Services, Inc. Some time ago received a special permit for the use of the land as their towing service location. This evening's request is that a Class 2 license be issued for use at the premises. That's a used car license. We are not intending whatsoever to sell used cars from the site. There'll be no vehicles brought to the site, no banners, no for sale, none of the other kind of hoopla that accompanies most parking lots. This is strictly kind of an in-house way of handling cars that are damaged, picked in an accident, picked up, brought to the premises, unclaimed after the fact, and then rather than go through another set of rules and regulations with respect to handling cars that have been abandoned on your site, the Class 2 license will allow us to expedite that service without ever having a used car sales area. So we're happy to answer. Pasquale III is here this evening, as well as Pat himself, and they're both happy to answer questions the board may have. We've submitted Corey applications as is required, and I believe they've certainly passed those, and we're happy to answer questions you may have.
Thank you, Attorney Kelty. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak in opposition? Is there anyone that would like to speak in favor? Seeing none. Is there anyone on the Zoom platform? Seeing none. Councilor Welton.
Thank you, Madam President. As Attorney Kelty spoke about, and I had the opportunity to speak to the petitioner as well, this used car permit is a function of expediting the removal of damaged cars from the property. I have no problem with it. Since the business has been there, there's been no issues. It's been a welcome addition to the neighborhood. It's the Tedisco Towing, as you all know, work in tandem with our public safety departments, and they've done a great job, and it's a great location, so we're very happy to have them there. I do just have one question, Attorney Kelty, that I should have, I apologize, I failed to bring this up before. Can you give a number for the used car permit? I know the intent isn't to use this as a traditional used car lot, but if we could put a number of cars, I don't know if that might be helpful.
10 would be more than adequate.
Okay, so I would be happy to condition as no more than 10 used cars, on the lot at any time. So as long as that works for the petitioner, that works for me. But again, I have no problem with this. I fully intend to support it, and look forward to continued success of the business in that location. I'll open it up to any other councilors if you have any questions for myself or Attorney Kelty.
Thank you, Councilor Welton. Any other councilors, any questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none. Councilor Welton,
Move to close public hearing.
you heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor Welton.
Thank you, Madam President. Move to approve the special permit application from Tedisco Services Incorporated, doing business as Tedisco Towing, requesting a Class II motor vehicle license at 147A Summit Street, Peabody, Mass., with the condition of no more than 10 used cars on the lot at any time. So moved.
You heard the motion. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Councilors Turco,
Yes.
Peach.
Yes.
Gamache, Higgins,
Yes.
Manning Martin,
Yes.
Welton,
Yes.
McGinn,
Yes.
Rozignol,
Yes.
Melville.
Yes.
Daigle.
Yes.
Motion carries 10-0.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, councilors.
Thank you, Attorney Kelty. Moving on to hearings, item 4F. Would the clerk please read the notice?
Notice is hereby given that the City Council of the City of Peabody, acting as the special permit granting authority, will conduct a public hearing on Thursday evening, November 13th, 2025, at 7:30 p.m. in the Frank L. Wigan Auditorium, City Hall, 24 Lowell Street, Peabody, Mass., and remotely via Zoom on the application from Hardy and Monroe LLC, 22 Hawthorne Boulevard, Salem, Mass., for a special permit to construct and provide office and shop for contractors without outdoor storage in the BC zoning district at 0 Hardy Street, Peabody, Mass., as filed in accordance with sections 4.2.5, 6.1, and 15.7 of the Peabody zoning ordinance. For remote participation using the Zoom platform, please visit www.peabody-ma.gov under City Calendar on the homepage or contact the City Clerk's office. Peabody City Council, Councilor Julie K. Daigle, City Council President.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Attorney Kelty, back to you.
I would respectfully request, in light of some material that was given to us recently, we're going to respectfully request that matter be continued to your next regularly scheduled meeting, which I believe is 24.
Our next meeting is Tuesday, the 25th, given the Thanksgiving Day holiday. You heard the motion to continue to November 25th. I need a motion on Councilor Peach. Sorry to cut you off.
Thank you, Madam President. I would respect the petitioner's request to continue and make a motion to continue to the 25th. So moved.
You heard the motion. All in favor, unless I need a roll call? Seeing none, it's a vote. Thank you, Attorney Kelty. We will see you on the 25th. Moving on.
4951, I've already supplied a letter asking for that matter to be continued so that we could supply a revised plan before next Thursday.
Motion, I'm going to defer to Councilor McGinn.
Thank you, Madam President. Under special rules, move to receive late communication 2. So moved.
You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor McGinn?
Thank you, Madam President. As you heard from Attorney Kelty, late communication 2 is a request to continue this matter to November 25th. So moved.
You heard the motion to continue. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Moving on to hearings, item 4H, special permit.
That one I would respectfully, John Kelty appearing for AMV 679 Broadway LLC for a special permit to issue at 82 Margin Street. I would respectfully request to withdraw that application from your consideration.
Counselor Peach.
Thank you, Madam President. At this time, I'd make a motion my brain is just done for the night, to accept the withdrawn, for the petition to be withdrawn without prejudice. So moved.
You heard the motion to withdraw 4H without prejudice. Roll call vote, please.
Councilors Turco,
Yes.
Peach.
Yes.
Gamache. Higgins.
Yes.
Manning Martin.
Yes.
Welton.
Yes.
McGinn.
Yes.
Rozignol.
Yes.
Melville.
Yes.
Daigle.
Yes.
Motion carries 10-0.
Thank you, councilors, and have a lovely evening.
Thank you, Attorney Kelty. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Moving on to reports of committees. Municipal Safety Committee, Councilor Manning Martin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Municipal Safety did meet this evening to discuss several issues on the agenda. Present as myself as chair. In addition, Councilors Gamache, Higgins, Peach, and Rozignol were in attendance, as well as the remainder of the council, except Councilor Gould, were all present. Joining us this evening to talk on all of the subjects in municipal safety was Captain Richards. We thank him for his time and his input to address all these issues. First being the issue of the intersection of King, Lowell Street, and Endicott Street. And he discussed the improvements that have been made, specifically the mast arm of the light, increasing the visibility of the lights, and the lane improvements at that intersection. He stated it was certainly worth the investment, as he presented data going back 5 years showing that there has been a decrease in the amount of accidents in that intersection. So again, that was worth the investment to increase the safety of that intersection. There's been many improvements. Another item on the agenda, which generated a lot of discussion, were e-bikes and the enforcement or issues with enforcement of e-bikes on sidewalks and in other areas, specifically the bike path. And that generated a lot of discussion. And a lot of the issues surrounding e-bikes is that the state hasn't been able to really update its laws, and there are plenty of bills with the legislature now in certain levels of discussion that have not been passed in order to assist local law enforcement in enforcing these regulated or non-regulated e-bikes. So it's a relatively new phenomenon. And Captain Richards explained that these bikes go a lot faster than they were meant to be, and it is not categorized, they are not categorized as motor vehicles, but they are considered bicycles, so therefore they fall under laws and ordinances covering bicycles. Bicycles themselves are not allowed on sidewalks in the downtown area. They are allowed in sidewalks, but not in the downtown area. E-bikes, however, as Captain Richards explained, are not allowed on any sidewalks anywhere. These e-bikes can go up to 28 miles per hour, and again, the state is behind in enacting ordinances to assist the local law enforcement. Additionally, there was some discussion that the captain had with Jen Davis, our Parks and Rec Director, that e-bikes are not covered in our ordinance that covers the bike path. There's confusion over the language, and he will be in further discussion with her to modify the ordinance in a way that the police feel that they can better manage, with input from Jen Davis, the use of e-bikes on the Independent Greenway. Common acceptance was that hot pursuit by police of the e-bikes anywhere is not recommended. It's too dangerous for the rider, the public, and of course, the police. So there was a lot of discussion about working with local businesses downtown in order to perhaps share with the police any videos that they may have in their security systems in order to identify the individual so that the police can pretty much go to their house, probably speak to their parents, and potentially confiscate the bike, which they can hold for 15 days, and they may also issue fines as well. And a lot of discussion about educating the riders of the e-bikes, as they tend to be, don't have learner's permit, that's not required that they're licensed, and a lot of education about the rules of the road certainly needs to be covered with the parents and the children and the teenagers, individuals who aren't licensed and haven't learned the rules of the road, to learn the rules of the road. So I think this is going to be an ongoing effort with the police department and our local businesses and community members in order to educate and improve the safety and use of those e-bikes. So it is a work in progress, but we had a very good discussion on that matter with a lot of input, good input from my colleagues. And the public also shared their thoughts as well. The last issue on the agenda was an enforcement issue as well regarding vehicles parking too close to intersections. And this as well is, could be educational, addressed with tickets being issued. They're $50 tickets that the law is that you can't park 20 feet, within 20 feet of an intersection. It causes visibility issues. Cars cannot drive out onto main drags into an intersection because they can't see over the vehicle, and it's a very dangerous situation. But again, there are laws on the books that they shouldn't be doing that, and the police are going to up their enforcement, pretty much up their game, and issue tickets to increase the safety and do a concerted effort to address that through ticketing. Council Peach did make a motion. One motion came out of this meeting, was to request an opinion of the city solicitor as to whether the authority to issue tickets can be transferred or shared with the fire department, as it is, for emergency vehicles, it's difficult for them to make those corners on tight streets, specifically in Wards 2 and 3. So that was a motion that will put forward to the full council. So moved.
You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor Manning Martin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And also, Councilor McGinn brought up another good point about issues more specifically happening in Wards 2 and 3 because of the it's densely populated areas with respect to trash collection, and requested that the same attention be given, or more attention be given, rather, to Wards 2 and 3 for intersection enforcement parking violations on trash day, because the trash trucks cannot make the corner and then will miss the street and then be required to return to pick up the trash. So more law enforcement in that regard in this issue of vehicles parking too close to the intersections were asked to be addressed, and a more concerted effort from the police to enforce that. That was also discussed. And that is a report of committee, and I thank my colleagues for an excellent debate and also the public for all their input on the matters that we discussed this evening. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Councilor Manning Martin. That was certainly a very proactive and effective committee. And moving on to the Finance Committee report, Councilor McGinn.
Thank you, Madam President. Finance Committee met earlier this evening. Present for the committee were Councilors Gamache, Manning Martin, Turco, and Councilor Melville sat in for Councilor Gould. I was there as chair and other than Councilor Gould, all of the councilors were present. There were 2 items on the agenda. The first item was transfer of funds, CPC Bikeway Independence Greenway Extension Project in an amount of $160,000. That was presented to the committee by the Director of Finance, Mr. Gingras. It was explained that this is funding needed to support the design and construction supervision phase of 2 sections of the bike path, and the spending had been recommended by the Community Preservation Committee. With that, there was a motion made by Councilor Gamache as follows. Move to approve transfer request, account number 270-1811-58562, CPC Open Space, in an amount of $160,000 to account number 270-1811-58562, 2026-000350, CPC Bikeway Independence Greenway Extension Project in an amount of $160,000. Madam President, that motion passed the committee unanimously, and I now bring it for consideration of the full council. So moved.
You heard the motion. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Councilors Turco,
Yes.
Peach,
Yes.
Gamache. Gamache? Yes. Higgins?
Yes.
Haley Martin?
Yes.
Welton?
Yes.
McGinn?
Yes.
Rozignol?
Yes.
Melville?
Yes.
Daigle?
Yes.
Motion carries 10-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Councilor McGinn.
Thank you, Madam President. Second item on the agenda was transfer of funds, Community Preservation Act, Open Space, in the amount of $160,000. Explained by Mr. Gingras that this was a just transfer to from the unreserved fund balance to the open space balance to fund the project that we had just approved. With that as an explanation, there was motion made by Councilor Gamache as follows. Move to approve the transfer request, account number 270-0000333011, Community Preservation Act unreserved fund balance, an amount of $160,000 to account number 270-0000333021, Community Preservation Act Open Space, an amount of $160,000. That motion passed the Finance Committee unanimously, and I now bring it for consideration of the full council. So moved.
You heard the motion. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Councilors Turco,
Yes.
Peach.
Yes.
Gamache.
Yes.
Higgins.
Yes.
Manny Martin.
Yes.
Welton.
Yes.
McGinn.
Yes.
Rozignol.
Yes.
Melville.
Yes.
Daigle.
Yes.
Motion carries 10-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Councilor McGinn.
Thank you, Madam President. That completes the report of committee.
Thank you, Councilor McGinn. Moving on to motions, orders, and resolutions. Councilor Turco.
Thank you, Madam President. Under suspension of the rules, move to receive and approve item 7A, special event application for the Brazier Research Foundation, which is the 25th International Race for Research 5K run and 2-mile walk on September 19th. So moved. All papers being in order.
On the motion, Councilor Manning Martin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just out of curiosity, is this a new form that we received? Is
that to me?
Anyone that may know, it just looks like a new form that we hadn't used before. We are certainly getting more information on this request for special event applications. I'm just curious, unless I'm confusing it with another a different form of application. Because specifically, it mentions here that the check will be written to the business liaison, whereas I know we had discussed more recently when we referred this to Legal Affairs to review it, it was community development that was supposed to be collecting the fees. Am I confusing applications? This one just looks much more thorough and it's different.
Being the author of this form a very long time ago, it looks the same. I don't think we can request a check without an ordinance. I don't see. Can you tell us what page that's on?
Sure, it's on the third page. On the top it says attendance. And then if you go to the bottom paragraph, At the time of obtaining the signature, the applicant is responsible for any permits, licenses, certificates, site inspection, police details, and costs. Once all signatures have been obtained, the completed application along with the certificate of insurance naming the City of Peabody on the certificate and a check for the application fee made payable to the City of Peabody should be submitted to the business liaison at Peabody City Hall for final approval. So what have we approved? In this vote that's before us to approve it, what have we approved?
That's
If we were to do that, because it goes to the business liaison to collect the check. And I know that when we had discussed this again before we referred it to legal affairs for review, it was community development that was supposed to collect the check. And we had questions about that as well. This just seems different, and I'm a little confused.
I'll chime in and then refer to Councilor McGinn because he's seen a lot of these. I'm comparing it with the other application we have for the holiday stroll, and it looks to be, after a quick look, that's a good catch, the same, but the city can't legally charge a fee for these things without approving an ordinance, which is what I was told when I drafted this a very long time ago. So, Councilor McGinn, you might have more feedback than I do. Councilor McGinn?
Yeah, I don't have any specific comment about the fee collection, but just to, through you to Councilor Manning Martin about whether or not it's a new form. I think we're just seeing it now more consistently. I think the form's been around for a long time. I don't think they were always routed to the City Council. And I think that's part and parcel of why this whole process got referred back to legal affairs to kind of get squared away, because it's been a little
willy-nilly?
It's been a little loose, and
Yeah.
I think that, I think a decision was probably made that err to the side of caution and send them all to the City Council, and that's because now we're seeing these more frequently. Maybe that's why it looks like a new form, but I don't think it's a new form.
Thank you. Madam Chair, through you to Councilor McGinn, do you recall when we did discuss this, that community development was the one that was supposed to be collecting the checks, and we questioned that as well?
Yeah.
It's not on here, so I think there might have been even another form that was before us.
I can't say for sure, but I know that, this whole thing initiated with, it goes back to Councilor Gravel, so, that's how long ago this process was initiated, and I'm fairly certain it hasn't been looked at since, so I think it certainly makes sense that it's in committee for evaluation.
Sure. Thank you, Councilor McGinn. That's helpful. And in addition, we can see that we're seeing it more frequently because there's an effort, because the council shed some light on it, that a process should be followed if we have one, and also fees should be collected. And I think the council probably should continue the scrutiny to make sure that fees are being collected, because all we're doing is approving that a fee be collected, and then we never know if the fee has ever been collected. I think only an audit of that would determine what has been collected, by whom, which is something I think is an issue. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Manning Martin, and I know this is in the queue for, I believe, legal affairs, and at that sentiment, yeah, I certainly have some comments for that committee meeting when we have it, adding on police detail and other things, so it's definitely worth cleaning up and a discussion. Councilor Welton.
Thank you, Madam President. Not to belabor the point, but I think we also waive the fee on these a lot of times too. Like, for instance, the Progeria Foundation's a nonprofit organization, so I think just some clarity as far as when we do waive, what is required for that sort of thing, I think would be helpful as well.
Thank you, Councilor Manning Martin.
That was a lengthy discussion in a recent council meeting as well, is that we don't have a waiver, any waiver language, and that's something else we need to talk about, what gets a waiver and what doesn't, whether it's private nonprofit, whether it's public, whether it's an event that all funds go to scholarships. Those are certainly things that would be, you would honor with a waiver, but we have no language, and we also don't know who's doing the waiving. That's another issue. And another reason why it was referred to legal is we have no language for a waiver, and who's waiving what and what is getting collected is clearly not being monitored, and that's something we got to get a handle on. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Manning Martin. Again, I echo that and have several comments for that meeting when we're able to schedule it. Any other councilors on the motion? I think I'm going to take a roll call vote on the approval of 7A. Sorry, Madam Clerk.
Okay. Councilors Turco,
Yes.
Peach,
Yes.
Gamache.
Yes.
Higgins.
Yes.
Manning Martin.
Yes.
Welton.
Yes.
McGinn.
Yes.
Rozignol.
Yes.
Melville.
Yes.
Daigle.
Yes.
Motion carries 10-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Councilor Turco.
Thank you, Madam President. Under suspension of the rules, move to receive and approve item 7B, special event application, City of Peabody, for the holiday stroll, which is dated October 21st, 2000, I'm sorry, that's November 29th, 2025. All papers being in order for the holiday stroll.
On the motion, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor Turco.
Thank you, Madam President. Under suspension of the rules, move to receive and approve item 9A, utility contractor's license, New England Construction Managers, 219 Meadowcraft Street, Lowell, Massachusetts. All papers being in order.
You are on the motion. All in favor, any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor Turco.
Thank you, Madam President. A co-motion with you for a repair of the curb in front of 13 Jennifer Lane. The curbing actually abuts the storm drain, which is creating an issue for both the storm drain and a tripping hazard in the sidewalk area. So if we could have DPS take a look at that. Thank you.
Thank you for that co-motion. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor Turco.
No further motions.
Thank you, Councilor Turco. Councilor Peach.
Thank you, Madam President. Under suspension of the rules, move to receive item 9B and set up a public hearing. So moved.
You heard the motion. All in favor, any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor Peach.
Thank you, Madam President. Under suspension of the rules, move to receive and adopt as advertised 10B, which is an ordinance amendment to add the stop signs to Bowditch Street, Buxton Street, and Smith Ave. So moved.
Thank you, Councilor Peach. You said 10D is in David?
B as in boy.
Oh, B is in boy. Oh, thank you. You heard, oh, there it is. You heard the motion. All in favor? A roll call vote, please.
Councilors Turco,
Yes.
Peach.
Yes.
Gamache.
Yes.
Higgins.
Yes.
Manning Martin.
Yes.
Welton.
Yes.
McGinn.
Yes.
Rozignol.
Yes.
Melville.
Yes.
Daigle.
Yes.
Motion carries 10-0.
Thank you, Councilor Peach.
Thank you, Madam President. No further motions this evening. I do want to thank DPS for already installing those stop signs. It's made that neighborhood much safer with the construction on Central Street, and we were able to have those up for the Salem traffic that also utilized that cut through during the construction in October. I'd also like to just thank the clerk's office and all the people that worked the election. Everything ran pretty smoothly over in Ward 3. We had, I don't want to say good turnout, but we had decent turnout in Ward 3 and citywide, and I know there's a lot of work that goes into that from the clerk and her staff and everyone who works on Election Day. So from myself and the people that I stood outside all day with on Election Day, we appreciated everyone inside that building, and everything was great and went smoothly. So hats off to the clerk's office and the people that she trained. We had a lot of new faces in Ward 3, and everything went well. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Peach, and I think we all echo that appreciation for the clerk and her office. Thank you, and you might hear more of it. Councilor Gamache.
Yes, under suspension of the rules, go to item 9C, Class 2 Motor Vehicle License Amendment, Boston Prime Cars, Inc., 29 Newbury Street, set up a public hearing.
You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor Gamache.
No further motions, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Councilor Higgins.
Thank you, Madam President. I don't have any motions for this evening, but I'd like to also echo Councilor Peach's sentiments about Election Day and the work that the city clerk did and all of her staff and all of the poll workers. It was much appreciated. Everything went really smoothly, and thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Higgins. Councillor Manning Martin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Under suspension of the rules, motion to receive item 8A, and with gratitude to Chief Griffin and Detective Betancourt for providing that requested information in a very timely manner. So moved.
Thank you, Councillor Manning Martin. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Councillor Manning Martin.
Thank you. Not a motion, but just informational. The Peabody Lions Club is working with the rec department to put forward a braille trail on the bike path, and it's in its beginning stages, the securing funding. And I wanted to thank Kurt Bellavance, Lucia, and Herb Levine. He's a Lion, but he's also volunteering to kind of coordinate and make this happen. So I didn't think of it during our subcommittee meeting, but probably another reason to mention that we will be, hopefully, if all goes well, expanding the bike path into a braille trail, which is very cool, but another reason to keep things safe and orderly on the bike path. So thank you very much. Just wanted to share that and thank those involved for bringing that forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Manning Martin. And I think Pamela Sadore, if I'm saying it right, she's been very involved at that project for some time. So if she's watching, thank you, Pamela. Councillor Welton.
Thank you, Madam President. Per our discussion earlier with Captain Richards, I would like to request no parking here to corner signage on both sides of MacArthur. Additionally, on the corner of Greenwood and Glenway before the intersection with Lynn Street. So moved.
You heard the motion. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, any opposed? It's a vote. Councillor Welton.
Thank you, Madam President. I would also like to request Department of Public Services to look at an erosion issue on Outlook Avenue. So moved.
That was for Outlook Avenue. You heard the motion. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, any opposed? It's a vote. Councillor Welton.
Thank you, Madam President. No further motions this evening. I'd just like to send a thank you. A number of us from the council, a number of residents from throughout Peabody participated last week in the first annual hot dog jog for Tommy DePoy, in memory of Tommy DePoy. It was amazing turnout. The sun came out. It was a great day. Wonderful for the family to see so many people out there supporting. So thank you, everybody who came out. Special thank you to Lieutenant Jim Harkins for allowing us to use the weenie wagon, the hot dog cart from the Peabody Police Department. It was very well appreciated. So thank you, everybody, for coming out. No further motions. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Welton. And I noticed that you're wearing a bracelet in honor of that event. Oh, maybe not. Councillor McGinn.
Thank you, Madam President. Under suspension of the rules, move to receive and approve all papers being in order. Item 8B. This is a communication from the building commissioner, transfer special permit 38-2001, Dana C. Rowan, manager, Numkeg Associates, 1 LLC, 119 Foster Rear, Building 1. Again, receive and approve all papers being in order. So moved.
You heard the motion. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Councillor McGinn.
Thank you, Madam President. On suspension of the rules, move to receive item 10C and adopt as advertised. This is an ordinance amending section 19-17.1 entitled 15-minute zones designated 24 hours, the code of the City of Peabody, and this is on Washington Street. So moved.
You heard the motion. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Councilors Peach,
Yes.
Gamache. Higgins.
Yes.
Welton.
Yes.
McGinn.
Yes.
Rozignol.
Yes.
Melville.
Yes.
Daigle.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. Counselor McGinn.
Thank you, Madam President. Suspension of rules, move to receive item 10D and adopt as advertised an ordinance amending Section 19-94 entitled Parking Prohibited on Certain Streets of the Code of the City of Peabody. And again, this is on Washington Street. So moved.
You heard the motion. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Counselors Peach.
Yes.
Gamache. Higgins.
Yes.
Welton. McGinn.
Yes.
Rozignol.
Yes.
Melville.
Yes.
Daigle.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0.
Thank you. Counselor McGinn.
Thank you, Madam President. On suspension of the rules, move to receive and adopt as advertised item 10E, an ordinance amending Section 19-94 entitled Parking Prohibited on Certain Streets of the Code of the City of Peabody, and this is on Park Street. So moved.
You heard the motion. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Counselors Peach.
Yes.
Gamache. Higgins.
Yes.
Welton.
Yes.
McGinn.
Yes.
Rozignol.
Yes.
Melville.
Yes.
Daigle.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0.
Thank you. Counselor McGinn.
Thank you, Madam President. On suspension of the rules, move to receive and adopt as advertised item 10F, an ordinance amending Section 19-99 entitled 1-Hour Parking Zones Designated of the Code of the City of Peabody, and this is on Park Street. So moved.
You heard the motion. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Counselors Peach.
Yes.
Gamache. Yes. Higgins.
Yes.
Welton.
Yes.
McGinn.
Yes.
Rozignol.
Yes.
Melville.
Yes.
Daigle.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0.
Thank you. Counselor McGinn.
Thank you, Madam President. No further motions.
Thank you, Counselor McGinn. Counselor Rozignol.
Thank you, Madam President. Under suspension of the rules, motion to receive item 10A and adopt as advertised. So moved.
You heard the motion. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Counselors Peach.
Yes.
Gamache. Higgins.
Yes.
Welton.
Yes.
McGinn.
Yes.
Rozignol.
Yes.
Melville.
Yes.
Daigle.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0.
Thank you. Counselor Rozignol.
Thank you, Madam President. Under suspension of rules, motion to receive 8C and deny the request from the Community Development Department. Just tonight alone, we had 2 responses from them, which I found vital for us to make informed decisions. In this was also a statement that this is a new process. I mean, under Rule 17, which we all go by, we're always looking for more input so that we can make an informed decision. So my motion would be to deny the request of the Community Development Department to not send us communications. So moved.
You heard the motion. Counselor Melville.
I'm a short timer on this council, so I would just, I'm not gonna, say that I disagree or not, but I think it might be worthy for the next council, just because you're gonna have some newer folks if the community development wants to pursue this, if they maybe come before and explain what their process might be. But anyway, that was just my thought. Thank you.
Madam Clerk, did you want to weigh in?
I think what Kurt Bellavance is referring to is, in this packet, I'm not sure if anybody noticed that the responses were a little different than usual. We started sending them electronically, and so they get a reminder every 3 days that they need to respond to this request. And before, people would ignore them, and now they can't ignore them. So that's the new part. We are receiving those electronically.
So I love that we're moving into the 21st century finally. So my motion still stands.
Counselor Welton, and I have some comments as well.
Thank you, Madam President. Just for clarity on the motion, it's a vote to deny. So an affirmative vote would be to deny the request. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for that clarity, Councilor Welton. I agree with Councilor Rossignol. I think this process is in place so that we can make informed decisions, and in some situations, things don't, or they might go before the planning board, but there might be comments from community development that the council is not aware of, as well as the planning board, the ZBA, I guess, is building, Conservation Commission. I never think it hurts to have more eyes and ears on things, to review things, and just say, I don't have a comment. It takes about 10 seconds to look at it or to review it, and we're not here to do, we don't have the manpower as counselors to do that, but sometimes you do sit in meetings for developments, and you might have a comment about a sidewalk. I can't think of a live example where it's applied to a special permit, but I can think of many examples where it's just applied to projects in my ward that were by right, where community development had a lot of feedback. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate knowing that they've reviewed that and they've vetted it, and they don't have anything, and this is our time to tie it into a special permit and put it on the record. If they don't see it, then we don't know. So I think it's part of the job that's already existed, so I support this 100%. Thank you for bringing that up. Councilor McGinn.
Thank you, Madam President. So just kind of in response to the clerk's comments, it was very noticeable in the package how kind of consistent the responses were. But one of the things that was consistently missing was the police department's response. We didn't see one response, and it's one of the more important ones. I mean, I hate to say that any department's response is more important than the other, but I would say that the responses we get from the police very often lead to conditions and so forth, so those not being there. So if they're getting pulsed every 3 days, maybe, again, kind of like Councilor Melville here, I don't have long left here, but perhaps this needs to be escalated to the chief to you know, maybe you want to make that part of your motion, or
make it as a second
or a second motion, you know, because to get all of that information consistently in the package, you know, it gives every, particularly the ward councilors, an opportunity to distill it and do something with it. We often get some of those police responses when they do come as late communications, or they kind of slide under the wire, or they come in as an email that lumps a bunch of them together, which is sometimes a little hard to decipher. So I love the fact that you're sending them out on a kind of a standard and getting a standard response from just about every other department that you're pulsing. So again, thank you for doing that. Thank you for bringing some efficiency and order to that process, and I think the council going forward is really going to benefit from that. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilor McGinn. Very good points. Madam Clerk, did you want to weigh in, or you're just nodding along?
I just wanted to let you know that I did give the police chief and the fire chief an option to have a designee, and they both gave me a different name to be their designee, but I still didn't receive any responses.
Councilor Peach, and then Councilor McGinn.
Thank you, Madam President. Through to the clerk, is there a way to send these notifications to more than one person in the department? I know sometimes, I mean, we just heard Captain Richards stand up here and say how they're understaffed, but I assume he's normally the person that responds when we do get a police response, but I don't know if we're able to CC the traffic sergeant or something, just to have more eyes. I don't know how it's set up in your office. But I love this, by the way.
The chief decided that I should send things to Captain Richards, so that's what I was doing.
Okay, thank you. No, I appreciate that. I wholeheartedly support Councilor Rossignol's motion. This evening in our packet, we didn't touch upon this hearing tonight. It was continued, but the planning board recommended approval for a project, and we received response from community development recommending we deny it. The those things are not always hand in hand. They usually are, but they're not always. So the planning board is separate from the community development department, and votes that they take are not always what the community development department wants to see move forward. And I would hate to see something slip through the cracks because we just kind of assume we're always on the same page and not get that feedback from community development. So while it may always be no comment, no comment, no comment, I can only imagine it takes 3 seconds to click a box that says no comment, and then you stop getting the emails and the push notifications over and over again. So I will support this motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Peach. Councilor McGinn?
Thank you, Madam President. Just a quick comment. I think I heard from the clerk that police and fire, I think we did see fire responses on all of these this week. So I just didn't want to drag them into this because they did appear to be responsive across the board, the fire department. Thank you.
Any other councilors? On the motion, roll call vote, please.
Councilors Peach.
Yes.
Gamache.
Yes.
Higgins.
Yes.
Welton.
Yes.
McGinn.
Yes.
Rozignol.
Yes.
Melville.
Yes.
Daigle.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Councilor Rossignol.
No further motions.
Are you sure?
Sure, for now.
All right, you reserve the right. We can come back. You get a minute. Councilor Melville.
No motions, thank you.
I am going to make a motion for the Peabody Police Traffic Division to do a review and recommendation of parking on Ellsworth Road, King Street, and evaluate the traffic situation on Columbus Road. All similar neighborhood that kind of ties in together. And with future development, I think it's important information for us to have. So moved. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Motion to adjourn by Councilor Gamache. So moved. Adjourned.